looking at one of the matches of the year in B grade last year, Caulfield and Beaumaris, round 13. Notice where the ball went out of bounds about 2 metres from the behind post. Josh gets into position quickly, which is good, knows who the ruckmen are, but problem is, notice where the boundary umpire goes to throw the ball in from about 8 to 10 metres of ground from the behind post. So this is where we need to concentrate and make sure that the ball is thrown in from the correct position. Throw-in happens, Josh works around quickly. Make sure we don't want to work around too far. Pete's there in number 2 position in the middle. Josh is working around, which is good. Play goes to the other side. He doesn't turn blind, which is good. He keeps backing out to make sure he gets his distance of about 20 to 25 metres. Ball's still moving around. Nothing's happening in there. So Josh, as we notice, as we see him again, gets in a good position. And this time Josh has the ball up. Ball heads down towards Pete's end. Josh is tapping and keeping it, which is good. As the play heads back towards the wing, he works on an angle to make sure he gets in good position. Notice what happens here. Free kick paid. Players are still on the ground. This is where we need to close the gap and get in there. Not much happens, but we could prevent something from happening by getting in there quickly. That's all we need to do in this situation. This time we'll see that Josh keeps the play. As soon as he keeps the play, Pete backs out, making sure he's got vision up the ground, which he does again. Josh has got the mark, so Pete makes sure he's ready to look up the ground. Okay, Pete's square to the mark, which is good, about 10 to 15 metres away. Whistles him up quickly, calls play on quickly. Loud call of me, keeps the play. Plays the free for holding the man. Josh is a little bit asleep. Reacts okay, but probably needs to get into the mark quicker as number 2. Calls play on, doesn't need to call gone around. Handball. Now watch Josh. Really good work to get on his bike here. Keeps working really hard, which is what we need to do. Works on a bit of an angle here in case there's a contest down on the goal line. Here we have Pete square to the mark, hands over the play, Josh is ready for it, keeps a little kick, hands over control, mark taken, Pete's in quickly, bring the play back to the 9, squares up, long kick, change of control, Josh is keeping his distance, which is good. Let's see how he keeps his distance after the ball up. Really good again. Boundary throwing. Reminds the ruckman to hold the metre, which is good. This is where we can get ourselves into trouble with unnecessary communication. No need to call play on here. Free kick paid by Pete. In quickly, taps. Doesn't look back. Keeps the eye on the play with the ball, which is good. Quick handball. Josh has to work really hard to get down there. Does he get down there? Yep, he's down there. Now as he comes in, notice where his vision is. Should almost all be on the player with the ball. So this is a skill that some people find difficult to master. We've got to run to one spot, not look at that spot, but rather keep nearly all of our vision on the play with the ball. And that's important because the player might play on quickly. Someone might walk through the mark, which you could almost argue happens here. So we're running to that one spot, but we're making sure we keep nearly all of our vision on the play with the ball. Okay, little chip into the forward pocket. Caulfield player comes out on a lead and takes the mark. Again, this is where we need to run to the spot, keep our vision on the play with the ball. Now this isn't directly in front, it's on a bit of an angle. So as we get to the mark, standing behind the man on the mark, we need to make sure we line up the player correctly. Now the player is still moving. still getting on his correct line, and we've already left the mark. So this is where we need to wait until the player is in the correct position. Once he's in the correct position, the man on the mark's in the spot, then we can back out 10 to 15 metres, making sure you were in the right position. Okay, tap through. Pete taps Josh through. Josh has his vision up the ground, which is good. Change of control. Josh comes into the mark. Same again. We need to keep our vision on the plate with the ball. On an angle. Again, leave the mark way too quickly. So as the play comes towards us as number 2, we need to have some forward vision up the ground, and we also need to be adjusting our position so that we get in good position for the next act of play if the ball heads towards us. So here we have a boundary throw in called for. We need to have more vision on the players in the area where the ball came from. Worked out who our ruckmen are. 10 to 15 metres away, ready for the boundary throw-in. We don't need to say much. Now watch what happens after this boundary throw-in. Work rate from Josh to back out as the play heads towards him is really good. Ball comes back inboard, kick's smothered, ball heads back out towards him again in a moment, and look at the work rate, fantastic work rate to back out, get in really good position. Bowie has the shot at goal. Ball kicked towards the goal square. Comes off hands, and we get no signal from neither the boundary nor the goal umpire. So there's a bit of confusion. Pete's about to give the all clear, realised there is no all clear from the goal umpire, so blows his whistle quickly. Quick consultation. Now you'll notice also that Josh, as number 2, comes in quickly because he's obviously seen that the ball did go through for a behind. So just as that extra bit of insurance, he comes down there as well. Good teamwork.
Got him all, you got him all! Every time